Oh, hell no! Wait, where are you going? Hey there, fellas. Look at this machine I got right here. I'm sure a lot of you have recognized it. We used it to spin a wheel up to insane speeds. Those experiments were rather successful. The rev count was so high during one of them that we even exceeded the speed of sound. Well, the equivalent vehicle speed did. Circumference, revolutions per minute, and whatever. We did some simple calculations, and that's the result we got. So yeah, that worked out great. But a few people got angry with us and were like, why didn't you send the wheel rolling away? Anywho, if that's what you want, okay, let's use a wheel as a projectile. As in, spin it up, bring it up to high speed, and let it rip through a field to see how far it's gonna roll. Take a 13 and a 17-inch wheel, and since they don't weigh the same, we can go ahead and compare which one of those does a better launch. I mean, why not? Grip plays a factor, of course, but that's something to think about later. But for now, the machine is here, everything is great, with the exception of the differential that is thoroughly thrashed. It's broken, it doesn't work. So we'll have to swap that out, or maybe fix this one. Curious to see what the internals look like after all they've been through. Are the bearings fused or are the teeth knocked out? Looks like it's in for some restoration work. And after that, we send some wheels onto a journey of discovery. Let's do this. Fellas, I'd just like to say thank you for your support and for your kind words. I'm well now and everything's good. Now you yourselves take care, and make sure to take all of the necessary precautions given the situation we're in. Now the latest addition to our online shop are these lovely face masks that'll help keep you safe from all sorts of nasty infections. Now at the moment it's August and the rainy autumn season is right around the corner, meaning it's time to buy some warm clothing. We're offering you guys these fantastic hoodies from our shop, and as of recently we've also got these awesome vests for sale. On top of that we've got a bunch of other stuff, and we're always adding something new to the product line. For example, not too long ago we began to offer these nifty lighters and air fresheners. So go ahead and give our online shop a visit. Get yourself some G54 merch. And when using the code from the video description, you can buy some stuff at a good discount. Launching a wheel into a car at 600 kilometers an hour, translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. Okay guys, we've removed the old differential. Now it has been under tremendous load spinning at such high revs, especially considering it was doing something it wasn't really meant to. It wasn't designed for, rather. It is from a diesel car, and you'd think that diesel hardware is super stout, but I mean this just wasn't engineered to spin at such high revs. It was severely overheated, while the Lada diffs were dying like flies. Right, so here's what happened to it. Yep, just like I thought. This is the reason it failed. Look, the pinion gear shaft is broken. Wow, and I don't see the other spider gear anywhere. It must have been chewed up. And another thing that has been chewed up is the side gear, which no longer has any teeth on it. It's all pretty bad. It doesn't even want to rotate. The carrier is cracked. This thing is totaled. But we happen to have another one of these, which we'll go ahead and slap on. And then we're free to go shoot some wheels. Let's get to it. Let's examine what we've made here. We've installed the new diff, and we've set up a braking system. That's to be able to lock up the rotating mechanism. Now this is how we're going to be detaching the wheel. So we gave it a bit of thought and decided that a threaded connection would be the best and easiest way to go. We've got a threaded sleeve and a washer on the hub. The wheel is also sporting a threaded bung. That's so when the brakes are suddenly applied, well, now you would have just seen how during testing the wheel slips off and rolls away. Now the reason we came out here is, well, look around. We've got a fantastic view. I can even see an armored car, though there is definitely no freeing it. Anyway, this is where we sent a car sailing on a snow tube back in the winter, and it has been sitting here ever since. Now some of the parts have been stolen. There's not much you can do about the people who live here. Anyway, what really matters is the shell is intact. Now we thought that simply sending a wheel into a field would be pretty useless. I mean, we'll still try launching it uphill. Just let it roll as far as it can. Initial target practice is going to show where we stand, and we figure it out from there. Now the best way to start would be to conduct some testing in the field. We've got the gearbox in... What have you got that in low? Yep. So the machine is in the lowest gear, and we're starting at low speed to make sure everything works like it should. Okay. Start it up, everything is up and running, the thing is whirring, and we are golden. The wheel is spinning. Ready? Go! Oh, how is it that we missed? Why did it miss the target? Let's try that again. Oh, it barely went any distance. We'll try revving it up some more, while keeping the box in L. Step away. Okay, let's rock. Go! Now that's more like it. Aw, man, right into the camera. Now it's on to the third attempt. Let's move away. Careful. Do it. For real? Where do you think you're going? Wait! Wait up! Good thing there are some birch trees up there. Look at that, it's still going. Okay, so which attempt is this? Number 4, I think it is. The first one was a complete failure. Okay, it's time to fire it up. Let's move away. Hopefully it makes it this time. I mean, it does seem to be placed in the right spot, with the wheel veering to the right for whatever reason. Okay, you ready? Okay, it upshifted. Do it. Nice. Good thing it slammed into the bottom of the door. The tire was hopping on its way here, and you can see that it landed right on the rocker panel, which has come apart, as you can see. Nice. Will I be able to open the door? My guess is that I will. Yes. That's nice. Let's have a look. I mean, the door is whatever. I mean, yeah, the steel sheet caved in. It's not that durable anyway. As for this area, this is structural. The rocker panel is boxed. After that, you have the underbody. And the whole thing is mangled pretty badly. Oh, look, this rocker panel has been replaced in the past. Someone did a lazy job with this. They didn't even bother to slip it into there. Then again, regardless of this half-assery, it was still one hell of a blow. I mean, you'd spend half a day doing this sort of damage with a sledgehammer. Now I've put the gearbox into drive to bring the speed up even higher. Holy cow. Dude, I am slowing the engine down. Pretty much into the same spot, but a tad higher, right? Nice. That literally drove the door into the cabin. If it weren't for the latch, it would have been in there right now. You guys see what this did? I'm not even gonna try to open it. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna be able to close it. It seems to be pretty accurate. Let's roll the car forward a bit more. And just go all out. Bring the revs close to redline. At what point did things start falling apart? Like 5.5, 6 grand? I guess we're gonna have to use our eyes and ears to adjust the speed. I recall there being a strong humming noise coming from under the wheel when it was close to unseating. Let's roll it forward and try hitting this door. Right, guys, we had to make a few modifications to the remote control setup. It's still a remote control, but of a different variety. The old system refused to continue working. We thought it was the batteries, but swapping them out didn't do anything. Alright, let's do this. It nearly hit the Land Cruiser. Well, I mean, it wouldn't have actually made it there. It's too far away. Still, though, that was a tremendous strike. Man, it gave the roof a serious pounding, too. Holy cow. So this is where it hit the car, then it bounced up and bent this area. Can you even imagine what sort of force we are dealing with here? This spot took 2 hits, while here it was just 1. That had to have been top speed. The tire was almost at the point of imploding. It went like this. I think it was about a 135 section. Like super thin. It was almost there. So the door is caved in. Yeah, the door is definitely a goner. There is no coming back from a hit like that. You know, the door latches are the real heroes here. Holding the doors in place. It's a good thing they're doing that. Then I take it the wheel took a hop and bent up the roof. You know, I don't think you'd be able to inflict such damage even with a hardy sledgehammer with just 1 hit. Not a single chance. The wheel did it, though. Now let's see what happens when it gets struck by a heavy 17-inch wheel with a low-profile tire. I expect everything to be in smithereens. Okay, let's launch it and see what really happens. Okay, guys, it looks like I spoke a bit too soon. For some reason, I thought this had a low-profile tire on it. The boys must have replaced it. Now, this is not low-profile. At 265/65 R17, which is a big wheel. You can clearly tell the difference. This is 13, that's 17. And obviously this wheel and tire combo weighs significantly more. Okay, 17-inch wheel, first launch. Let her rip. Come on, dude. Oh, hell no! Wait, where are you going? And it continued to run uphill. Oh, hell no! Wait, where are you going? And it continued to run uphill. You know, the grip seems to be a bit iffy. Oh man, look at that impact. Then again, you know, something like this can definitely happen at a track during a winter drifting session. You hit a pile of snow and it does pretty much the same sort of damage. What sucks is that the fuel tank is usually located on this side, which it isn't here. Now here's a trick that some people use in the winter to combat wheel spin, which you can also use for driving in the mud. We wrapped a rope onto the wheel for enhanced traction. I mean, this isn't super safe, but it needs to be done for the sake of the experiment. You think that held up? That was much better. Very true. Shut it off, please. That was a good hit. What an impact. Is the reel intact? Now the tire would have been impaled had it have gone here. As for the reel, yes, it is very broken. You've got those splinters poking out. Final attempt. Our worst fears have come true. The shaft is broken. The axle shaft is boned. Our miracle machine that we use to spin wheels up has developed a weakness. This was actually the very first thing that ever broke, the axle shaft that comes out from the gearbox. We welded that up at some point, but as you can see, this ripped out a chunk of meat. And that's not even the only problem. There's also this. Our threaded launch mechanism has also failed us. Now apparently, making the threaded sleeve so long was a mistake. Now it's about 50 mil. And that's too much. You see, the thing is that while the connection was undoing itself, due to these metals being so soft, not tempered, at such high rotational speed the thread was chewing itself up. You can see the little cracks and burrs on the edges. And despite us applying a generous amount of lube, the friction and the heat resulted in... Now you might not believe this, but the connection actually fused itself. And now we can't even remove the wheel from the machine. But the good news is that we've identified the weak links. Now we know what they are, and even if this wasn't necessarily a 107% success, but a solid 99.9% it was for sure. We've demolished that car. You guys send in your suggestions. Together I'm sure we'll think of something to shoot some tires at. Leave some comments, subscribe to stay in the loop, give us a big thumbs up. All right, catch you later.